Hello again, 102ers. By the time you see this, Labor Day will be behind us and summer will be packing its wares away for another year. I'm not naive enough to think that you're watching this on Labor Day. I mean, it's not fall yet, right? I'm very much looking forward to the cooler and darker nights, fire pits, apple picking, and a lot of football. But I guess the rest of you freaks might enjoy the sun and the heat and all that garbage. In any case, I hope you had a great holiday and didn't lose any fingers along the way. Let's try to get through this quickly today so it's not another 15-plus marathon, okay? Only 4 quick documents to review, so we first go down to the course schedule, click on that, open it up, and go to our week 2. There it is. See? 4 documents to review. Another quick trip to show you the Delaware Tech available databases, and a walkthrough of this week's 2 assignments. Again, 2 assignments. We'll review both of them. A discussion board, which isn't nearly as long as last week, and an essay graphical organizer that should take you a bit of time to complete, so I hope you're not starting this on Sunday night. It's not easy, but it's not difficult. So, to start, let's just jump into choosing search term for sources. Here we go. It's a quick shot of understanding where to search for material and what to do with the search terms. Truthfully, I'm not too keen on this page as some of the information is nowhere near detailed enough and some is just antiquated and incorrect. So let me give you some ideas. The research plan here is a solid one, but there's a couple tweaks, okay? You're already selecting the debatable academic topic, and you obviously must read more about that topic. Your research questions must be developed and listed, and then you have to create search terms to look for the sources. See the problem? In order to read more about your topic, you have to search for the sources. So how can you read in the second step when you're searching for more sources in the fourth step? Basically, you need to select the topic, generate the research questions, get those search terms in, and then find the sources to read. Once you do that, then you go back and you ask better questions or revise the old ones and then do the process over again. It's more cyclical and less only 4 steps. This next part, well, I disagree with this almost completely. First, there was a search engine in the days before man went on social media called Ask Jeeves. And the only way to get what you wanted was to ask Jeeves, a cartoon butler, by the way, sort of like a really dorky Alfred from Batman. And you would ask him a question, a literal question, people. Just because Jeeves has long since retired does not mean that you can't ask questions if you can't get started. The point that whoever wrote this page is trying to get across is that the volume of words that you use within the search will affect the returning results. The more you put in, the less you get back. The less you put in, the more you get back. Why? The search looks for all of the words that you mention. So if a search is too specific, you're going to miss some things. If you put in medical practice Gettysburg, you might actually get results telling you that the Gettysburg Medical College also practices golf on Thursdays. You have to add certain keywords like here, like Civil War in quotes, and then take out certain things, like maybe adding a hyphen for minus and then the word golf to eliminate that result. These are called Boolean or Boolean operators. You can use a plus sign or a minus sign or the words and or, depending on how you feel about it, to manipulate the results accordingly. Then underneath that, there's the absolute need by one of the instructors to have you use Credo, even though it's my least favorite of all the database engines that we have. You're 100% welcome to use it if you're comfortable with it. I showed it to you in the first week, I think, but you are not required to use Credo. I think SIRS is so much nicer. Or EBSCOhost, too. They're both great. Where do we find them? Again, if you go back to the Delaware Tech portal page where it's My DTCC and click over here on Student Success Toolbox, you will find Library. Click on Library, and then right under here are the databases. Not databases. I don't know what the hell that is. But you got Credo, you've got EBSCOhost, you've got Full Text Finder, you've got the New York Times, SIRS, all this stuff. It's right there for you to use. I highly recommend going in there and taking a look. I recommend SIRS to start off. Next, we have finding sources on the internet. It's pretty basic, but it's necessary to remind you of one of the most important rules of looking for anything on the internet. Just because it's on the web does not mean it's true. So this page is here to keep you, well, on target. Keep that in your head. Just because you can find it with a few clicks does not mean it's worthwhile. I would recommend watching this video on Google search down here, search tricks, because all of you think that Google's just too easy. You just go in there and you click. But there's so many different tips and tricks that you can use, and it'll make your searches more powerful. I highly doubt that any of you have ever used the cite operator like this. It's really a good idea. Maybe you started using the and and the or, again, Boolean. Maybe you can combine them. That works as well. But anyway, you can trust the material if you find it in certain places. So if you know you're looking for certain sites, use that cite operator. Now, underneath that, we have the helpful website. Now, these are the websites that a lot of the instructors have put together to say, you know what, we can trust these places. They have the least amount of bias, because everything in today's world is either left biased or right biased. But these have the least amount out there, and these are great. As you can see, it's got The Economist, NPR, Popular Times, Psychology Today. Scientific American's a great site. The Washington Post, Bureau of Labor Statistics, the National Center for Educational Statistics. These are all absolutely fantastic. But underneath that, we get into problematic websites, okay? I have a lot of problems with this one, so let's just talk about them. First, Wikipedia is not a problematic website, okay? It is a tool that is misunderstood and misused. But it's a good place to get a general understanding of your topic. Don't be afraid to go there because of your high school English teachers and the fact that they were just lazy. Don't ignore the fact that you can get a general understanding here. The way I've always said it is, think of Wikipedia as a diving board, and the internet is the swimming pool. You don't just walk to the edge of the diving board and stand there and stop. You use it to propel yourself into the swimming pool. You use Wikipedia to go further into the actual internet, okay? Procon.org is another one that, you know what? It's not a bad place to go. It's just not a good place to stop. So it shows you both sides and makes sure that you can kind of understand the general understanding of it. But it's not a great place to do all your research because it's not going to give you one side or the other. It's giving you just straight information with no real lean, okay? University Wire it's a wonderful place to find student writing, but it's student writing. This is just not, like, academically published. Personal blogs and websites, not a good place to go. There's nothing but bias out there. People are not doing any research. It is a terrible place. Ignore them completely. And commercial websites, again, it's the fact that you have lazy teachers who are saying, hey, ignore all .coms. That's incorrect. And you know why? If we go back up here to the helpful website section, take a look at this. We have theeconomist.com, harpers.org, of course, insider.com, npr.org, newsweek.com, newyorktimes.com, popsci.com, psychologytoday.com, scientificamerican.com, wallstreetjournal.com, and thewashingtonpost.com. As you can see, these commercial websites, and they are trying to sell you something, they're trying to sell you subscriptions, they're not bad, okay? So don't just ignore them, but you have to look at them in a way that we can evaluate each source. We'll talk more about evaluation in a minute, but before that, let's go to Finding Journal Articles, which is this website here, and honestly, it's not a long one, I promise. I think it's a long-standing misconception by students and teachers alike that source material has to be incomprehensible and lofty to be any good. Don't get me wrong. There are many, many absolutely brilliant sources out there in the world that are superbly written, impeccably researched, and peer-edited that are amazing complements to anyone's research. But when do you actually need them? Right now, you're enrolled in what amounts to be a freshman composition course. This is particularly the same course that you would have at any accredited college anywhere in this country. You are learning how to put this material together, and you are learning how to make your voice heard. What you are not doing is you are not doing this incredibly, amazingly intricate academic research that comes from these amazing, lofty journals that are geared towards those in master's and doctoral level courses. It would be like asking my second grader to read To Kill a Mockingbird. While he might be able to get most of the words, he never grasped the thread between the ideas. It's not because he's not smart enough, it's because he doesn't have the necessary experience yet. What I'm trying to say is this. I want to see your research academically, but I also want to see you dip your toe in and wade around in these databases first. I want you to find journals, but don't expect to have immediate comprehension of them, okay? Now, there are scholarly sources out there that you can find, and they're great. For example, you might be able to say, Mr. Christopher, I have found 2 articles here on pulsed field ablation helping arrhythmias from the Journal of American Medical Association and the New England Journal of Medicine. I'll say, absolutely fantastic. Can you explain them to me? Because I am not versed well enough to understand the top 2 medical journals in the world. Can you help me? Then, after you pick your jaw up off the floor, we can try to find more accessible source material to use. So all of this helps. Okay, where to find it? I showed you the library databases. Again, we click over here. We go back to the Student Success Toolbox, Library. The databases are right here, okay? And this shows you how to use EBSCOhost, which is very good. And it shows you different examples of scholarly articles that you can use. All of these are good, okay? Finally, we have the idea of actually evaluating sources, and that's the important part, folks. So clicking on this takes us over here. We already talked about what a scholarly source is and so forth, and that's great. But honestly, I really want to make sure that you find sources that are solid, okay? The scholarly sources that are mentioned are sources that are written for a high-level audience, edited by experts in the field, and published in recognizable source materials. These are the best of the best, but they're not always the best for you. So remember my example I just used about my second grader reading To Kill a Mockingbird? Try this one. If you find an article that is told to you as brilliant, but it's written in Swahili and you don't speak Swahili, what good is it? Use sources that you can understand and sources that fit with your audience awareness. Now, I want to spend the rest of this page talking about CRAAP. No, silly, not poop, crap. And not even just crap, but CRAAP. So on this page, we have a lot of material, but honestly, what good is a semester without a good poop joke, right? I mean, I'm teaching and I have to do it, right? Anyway, CRAAP is an acronym that helps us determine if a source is worth our time or not. In short, is this source total crap or not? So there are 5 elements here that you can see. C for currency, R for relevance, A for authority, A for accuracy, and P for purpose, or CRAAP. Really quickly, I'll go through it. Currency has to do with the timeliness of the information. Literally, when was it written? Usually you want to look at something within the last 5 years. I prefer 3 years or less, but if you want to take 5, that's fine. Anything longer than that, we're talking outdated material here. Relevance. Does it actually match up with your goals? If you're finding a source that just barely mentions your topic, that's not going to work. Authority. The source of the information. Did the author have any credibility behind him or her? Is the source that it's printed in really reputable or not? Accuracy, very obvious. Is it true? Can you find other sources that say the same thing? And purpose. It's really got to do with 3 things. P-I-E, so think of pie. Okay? Your purpose is either persuasive, informational, or entertaining. You want to find something that's persuasive and informational. The entertainment comes later, okay? So these are the three things. And if you can go through and answer these questions over here on the right, then you're in really great shape for your assignment. Speaking of assignments, let's talk about them now. The second part of the discussion board right here, which is this one, you're going to go in and you're going to answer these three questions. I'd like to see several sentences for each, please. Don't just give me like 2 or 3 words, but make your initial post and then respond to at least 2 of your peers. So post and then go back and reply to other people. What is the topic that you'll be researching for the rest of the semester? What did you choose? Why is this topic interesting or important to you and to your audience? Why do you think the audience is going to care about it? And what are the 3 possible debatable questions that you could post regarding your topic? What are 3 things that you could look up to find that? So once you do it, you're going to go down here, click on Start a New Thread, and off it goes, okay? Then you're going to come back and find other people's and comment on it. Then we have a longer one. We have the Unit 1 progress checkpoint. So when we click on this, you will see that I want you to complete a exploratory research planner to organize your research and demonstrate your progress on the exploratory research essay. To get to here, you just click on this link, you get here, and then I want you to click on this link right here. It will download the template. Now, originally, somebody put it up there, and honestly, it wasn't terrible. It's just not for me. I wasn't a big fan, so I redid it. It looks like this. Yes, it's 4 pages. Do not be freaked out. All you need to do is go through and click on the white boxes and type in the white boxes, okay? So the topic information, basically your general topic. I want to know what you're thinking of to start. And then I have everything split up. Your introduction will be paragraph 1. Answer these 5 questions in 1 or 2 sentences each, okay? What might be an interesting way to get your peers interested in your topic? What idea would grab their attention? So obviously I'm asking for an attention getter or a hook, if that's more your speed. Is there anything that people would have to know to grasp the basics of your topic? Like, are you talking about something that everybody knows? Or are you talking about something very specific? What is one side of the debate? What is another side of the debate? Please note that I said another rather than the other, because hopefully you do not have a binary topic. And then your preliminary thesis statement. What is your initial position on this debatable topic? Where do you think you want to start off? Okay. Then we get into our second paragraph, which is going to be the summary of source 1. I want you to give me all of the rhetorical information here. Who are the author or authors? When was it published or updated? What is the title of the article? Where did you get it from? Okay, which database? Which academic journal? Put that in there. And if you happen to find it on the internet, like it took you to a different website, like for popsci.com, which is popular science, put that in here so we can find it, okay? And then the initial sentence for summary of source 1 is going to help you establish that source. So honestly, I'm giving that to you in the article, and then put the title. Published in or on. Yes, so if it's just a year, it's going to be published in the year. Published on if it's a full date, like September 23rd, 2000, whatever. Or if it just says 2023, either way. So change the English if you need to. So in the article, title, published in, date, located in, tell me where you got it in terms of the source material. The authors, list the authors out, and remember there's a comma there after this. See, I put it right here. Provide the view that, illustrates that, maintains that, argues that, whatever verb you want to use, put in there. And then give me your main idea or thesis statement right here, okay? And then we continue with source number 1, which is also paragraph number 2, by giving me the overall view of the author. They are for this or against this. And then give me major details. Now, the associated citations, all you need to do is put in that. And And honestly, the last name and the year are going to stay the same for all three details. You're just going to change the paragraph numbers depending on where you took this main idea from, okay? So hopefully you don't have 34 paragraphs, but you might end up having like 15, okay? Perfect. And then the next paragraph is going to be paragraph 3, the evaluation of the source. You're going to tell me in terms of CRAAP, how does it relate to your topic, okay? And then go through, does it pass the currency test? Is it within 5 years, or is it within, better yet, 3 years? What is the relevancy? Honestly, you're going to be looking at pretty much the same answer here from number 1. Authority. What do you know about the author? What did you look up about the author? Why is he or she good enough to write about this? Accuracy. Does the information seem credible enough to believe? Can you find other material out there that backs it up? And what is the purpose? Again, remember we talked about purpose being pi. Is it persuasive? Is it informational? Or is it entertaining? Okay? It could be persuasive and entertaining, or persuasive and informational. Okay? But you definitely want persuasive in there. Talk about the strengths of the source. What makes it a really effective source? And the weaknesses of the source. What makes it ineffective? Okay? And then you're going to do the same thing in paragraph 4 for source number 2. Literally the exact same material except a different source. Paragraph 5 is going to be the evaluation of source 2, just like paragraph 3 was for source 1. So you're going to do the exact same thing, and then we finish up with our conclusion. What insights have you gained from researching your topic? What things have you learned that you didn't know already, or that you did learn that you thought you knew something else about, so you were mistaken? Why do you believe the sources that you found are valuable to your research? Why are you going to use them? Because I don't want you to just pick the first 2 sources that pop up. What elements do you believe that you will need to research further in order to have a more full understanding of your topic? It's probably going to tell me Fuller, right? Yep, it's going to tell me Fuller. That's okay. And then underneath, try to create an APA formatted reference for it. You can go to this link right here, which will take you to Purdue's OWL, which is a great place to find it. But either way, that's how you do it. A lot of material that masqueraded as not a lot. Sorry. Anyway, have a great week. Reach out if you need me, and I'll be looking forward to seeing where your ideas are when the Exploratory Research Essay Planner comes in. Unfortunately, it's still 23 minutes. I'm sorry. But hope you had a great holiday weekend. Have a good one. See ya.